I knew something was wrong with her the day she came for the interview. Her whole demeanor seemed odd to me. She had these old framed glasses and a stern face, but she somehow managed to impress us with her professional behavior. She said her name was Jolene. I took her to the children's bedrooms, one after the other. She didn't seem much interested, though. The way she walked was weird, too. Her upper body was slouched, showing her layered belly. I showed her where the toiletries are kept, but she was more interested in watching TV in the hall across.
Jolene? Jolene! Yeah? Did you hear what I just said? Sorry, I got distracted. Please, pay attention.
Soon, Jolene became a presence in the house. My 5-year-old son and 2-year-old daughter are shy kids. They never made a fuss. Jolene was good with them, but she hardly interacted with my kids. She always kept to her job. This is the only reason she kept being our kids' nanny. But soon, things started to change. One day, I entered my son's room and saw him holding his breath. Jolene was folding his clothes and saying,
Don't cheat now. You know you made a mistake.
I opened the door and said,
What's going on here?
My son's face was turning red. I rushed towards him and screamed.
Stop it!
My son exhaled deeply. I turned towards Jolene.
Why was he holding his breath?
No, Mama. I made a mistake. Jolene told me not to mess up the washed clothes. We don't learn without punishment, right?
What the? Jolene? Is this what you're teaching my kids?
My husband rushed into the room, hearing my voice. I explained everything. We both warned Jolene not to punish our kids no matter what. She must inform us first, and we will decide what happens next. Jolene obviously didn't seem much happy about it. I was so mad at her, but I couldn't kick her out of the house because of my husband. I avoided her and cut off her wage for her behavior with my son. Every day after work, Jolene would ask my permission before going home. So one day I was busy doing our taxes. It was around 7 p.m. My kids have yet to go to bed. They wanted to play for some time more, so I let them. Jolene asked me,
Can I go home now? Stay until they go to bed, okay?
She didn't say anything, just looked at me in a very creepy way. A smirk came to her face and she silently left. Time went by and I tucked my kids into bed. My husband and I had dinner and went to bed as usual. It was around 2 in the morning. I woke up feeling thirsty. I came down and didn't bother to switch in the light. The pale moonlight from the window was enough to get by. I poured water into the glass when I felt a deep breath on my shoulder. I turned around and saw a pair of eyes glowing behind me. The owner of the eyes brought her face closer, and I saw it was Jolene.
Can I go home now, ma'am? Oh my god! You're still here? You told me to stay, so... Good lord, Jolene. Yes, you can go home.
I woke my husband up and he drove Jolene home. One day I took my kids to the park for a small picnic. Jolene was holding the pram with my daughter in it. My son ran ahead of us, pointing out to a tree. We sat under the shade of it, and my kids played right in front of my eyes while I had some fresh juice. Jolene was standing in the corner when I saw her looking at a woman. Her face changed. She got nervous, and the woman, too, has started approaching her now. The woman came to us and hugged Jolene.
How are you now? Fine. What are you doing here? I got shifted to the hospital here. Anyways, take care.
She left, and I was confused.
Jolene, how do you know this woman? I had an accident last year. She was a nurse at the Harrington Hospital. She took good care of me.
I couldn't believe her words, because the woman said similar things that made sense about this explanation, but deep down inside, I doubted it all. It was a Saturday night. My husband and I went out for dinner with a couple of friends. Jolene looked off more than ever. She hardly spoke a word after that incident in the park. Kissing my kids goodbye, I left in the car with my husband. On the way back, I called to the hospital where Jolene was admitted. I asked about Jolene's record, and they said they gave me the shocking news. Jolene was a patient there, but she never had any accidents. She was there for 3 years, in the psychiatric ward. I knew she was crazy. I knew there was something wrong with her head. My husband never drove faster than that day in our entire life. When we reached home, our house was in complete darkness. All the lights were turned off. We ran in.
Jolene? Kids? Mom and Dad are back.
Jolene! But it was dead silence. We walked upstairs and I began hearing this slashing sound. I walked into my daughter's bedroom and she was not there in her bed. The bathroom door was wide open, light coming from it, along with the slashing sound. With my shaking body and racing heart, I peeked inside the bathroom. I saw Jolene sitting on the floor facing her back at me. She had a knife in her hand, soaked in blood. She was stabbing something repeatedly. Suddenly, realizing my presence, she looked back, and I saw a demon hiding in human form. Her huge grin told me what I had lost. The story you just saw is loosely based on the terrifying crime in the late afternoon of October 25, 2012, at the La Rochelle apartment building on the Upper West Side of Manhattan. Lucia and Leo Krim, aged 6 and 2, were murdered by their nanny, Yaselin Ortega. She was convicted of stabbing the children to death with kitchen knives while their mother, Marina Krim, and 3-year-old sister, Nessie, were a few blocks away at a swimming lesson. Upon returning home, their mother and sister found Lucia and Leo dead in a bathtub at the family apartment. On February 22, 2018, 12 jurors were chosen for Ortega's trial, and opening statements began on March 1st in Manhattan Supreme Court. On April 18, 2018, Ortega was found guilty of first-degree murder and second-degree murder. Ortega was sentenced on May 14, 2018, to life in prison without the possibility of parole.